Dizzy was born in 1917, Cheraw, South Carolina. John Burks Gillespie. He's what we call royalty. From the time he was a teenager, everybody knew this guy can play. He had that combination. He could play, he was very intelligent, concerned about the music, and he played in all of the greatest big bands of the time. He played with Cab Calloway's orchestra. He played with Father Hines. He played with all kinds of people. My music is not in the right order, so I'm trying to figure out what order is it in. Played the great Billy Eckstine band that had Charlie Parker and Sarah Vaughan, all the fantastic musicians in it. And he brought all of his attributes as a musician, but he also brought an infectious humor and a certain type of wildness and love of life. He was a great dancer. He was a part-time singer. He was a comedian. He was a raconteur. He trumpeter without equal. He was an arranger. And he was an innovator with, go ahead, whatever you said, I'm with that. I didn't mean it. Was that Phil? Who was that, Jeff? Whoever you are, good. Ole. Hey, we like that. We like to, people to participate. That's what we in here to do. Have a good time with each other. And he's most famously known for inventing the style called bebop with Charlie Parker, but there were others in there, of course, Thelonious Monk, Kenny Clark, other great musicians. Dizzy was one of them. He also taught all of the musicians about the music. So you talk to any musician who was around, from Miles, Max, they said, Dizzy showed me this, Dizzy showed me that. John Lewis, Ray Brown, Dizzy showed me this. Dizzy was always showing people things, except for Monk. Monk showed him. And he would always tell you, this is what Monk showed me. Flat 6 chord with the 6 in the bass. He must have showed me that 8 times. This is what Monk showed me. Dizzy, in 1947, the great Cuban trumpeter Mario Bauza played in Cab's band with Dizzy, introduced him to a conguero named Chano Pozo. They got together, and all of a sudden, Cubop was born, the modern rung of Afro-Cuban jazz. The first song we're about to play is the original arrangement written by Gil Fuller that is still famous, and it is the definitive work in this style. Chano built up the riffs, Guajeos, and it's in the Son con Guaguancó. Excuse my Spanish, Carlos. I'm doing the best I can. It's in that style. And Dizzy put the bridge into the swing. I know I can pronounce that. 4/4 swing. This is entitled Manteca. Bobby Allende. You can't get more lyrical than that. Bobby Allende, making it all plain for us. Kenny Rampton at the trumpet. Victor Goins at the tenor saxophone. Carlos Enriquez holding it down on the bass. In 1964, Dizzy recorded an album for Limelight entitled Jambo Caribe. Now, we knew about him with the Afro-Cuban music, but he went into the Caribbean, recorded an album full of Afro-Caribbean music. This piece we're about to play is like samba with swing on top. It's a Gillespie composition entitled Fiesta Mojo. Being from New Orleans, whenever you hear the word mojo, you feel good about it. This has been arranged by Mr. Marcus Printup, Fiesta Mojo. Marcus Printup. Arrangement and trumpet, Ted Nash on the flute. Carlos Enriquez on his instrument. John Coltrane. Yeah. Born in 1926 in Hamlet, North Carolina, he was a man of great earnestness and is a very serious person. He had some early troubles with drug addiction, and he turned those type of intense demons into a spiritual belief. His music had an Indian spirituality, an African communality, and it had a relationship with European avant-garde. He was an exhorter. Coltrane was able to create so much emotion and feeling just with his sound alone. He was a man of deep passion and belief in human beings. I'll never forget this book on black nationalism, black music and black nationalism. I think it's the title, and it's a picture of Trane on the cover. The first sentence of the interview with Trane, they asked Trane something about people's racial identity, and I'm paraphrasing it, he says something to the effect of, well, it's really about people as human beings. Trane and all of the greatest artists really reach far past whatever their ethnic identity is. They go deeper than pride. Of course, they have a pride, or they have a thing about who they are. You can't be great in art form if you don't like yourself. But they get deeper than who they are. And they understand that we all have an ethnic heritage and a human heritage, and that the human heritage is by far the greatest, and that's why their art endures and is timeless. It even speaks across time, and Coltrane certainly is going to be one of those types of artists. If we witness even the popularity of his music, like A Love Supreme and things that are considered to be quite abstract, people still flock to it, and they still love his sound and are healed by it. His response to the 1963 Ku Klux Klan bombing in Birmingham, 16th Street Baptist Church, that killed the 4 little girls, he wrote this piece. Immediately responded. It was included in a live album, Live at Birdland. It is entitled Alabama, with this quartet of Elvin Jones on the drums, McCoy Tyner on the piano, James Garrison on the bass. They changed the way jazz was played, and their music is still with us. This is an arrangement that I've done of the piece entitled Alabama, and it features a man who is the centerpiece of our band for many, many years. Something Marcus Printup made an observation to me years ago. He said, man, there's something, he's not even from our culture, and he's deeper into the music than we are. And that's the truth of art. It's an honor, a privilege always to welcome this man to our bandstand, Mr. Joe Temperley.
Thank you. A very dear friend of mine passed away just a short while ago. His name was Wilbur Wise, and he played a beautiful trumpet. And I'd like to play this for Wilbur.
Joe Temperley. Joe Temperley. Joseph Temperley. In May of 1961, Coltrane recorded the piece we're about to play. It is an improvisation on a typical flamenco progression. It was probably influenced by the great Miles Davis's foray into the music of Spain, which was released on an album arranged by Gil Evans entitled Sketches of Spain. Certainly getting together with Trane, talking about different things about music. They practiced a lot and they talked about a lot of things. They had many objectives, things they wanted to do with their music. Now, the piece we're about to play utilizes an Afro 6/8 hybrid with a 3/4 jazz feeling. On some music you just would write a la Elvin, meaning the great Elvin Jones. This is the first time that we've played a piece that six of us have arranged. We just wanted to see if we could do it. So we started with an email chain, just saying what the layout of the arrangement would be. And then after one or two exchanges, we all were so confused about it, we just stopped communicating with each other and just said, we'll see in rehearsal. So let's see, Ted, who's on it? Ted arranged one portion. His is first, then Vincent's is a difficult one with the mutes that we have to wah-wah-wah a lot. Walter has a nice one. Starts with the trumpet and alto saxophone. After Ali plays a role, you know that's Walter's. Then Ali's has very difficult kind of chromatic part. He always writes something hard for us to play. Then mine is last. Vic, I forget about Victor's, is the one with the shout chorus on it that the brass has real hard parts that come in on off beats and they have a 4-against-3 in it with 2 rests in the middle of it. He didn't want to make it too easy for us. And then mine is the last, it's just all clarinet. So when you see those clarinets, that means it's almost over. Now we have a young man that comes to us, student of the great Steve Kirby, up in Canada. He comes down here tall and swinging. Mr. Carl Kohut on the bass. Carl Kohut. And you know, whenever you see two bass players, get you a drink and sit back, because we're going to be a while. This piece is entitled Ole. Yes. Carl Kohut, Carlos Enriquez, Marcus Printup, Elliot Mason, Ted Nash, and arrangement, Dan Nimmer, Ali Jackson, Victor Goins, Vincent Gardner, Walter Blanding, okay. We have to do that again on something else. Now we'd like to conclude with the closing track of Jambo Caribe. This was composed by Kenny Barron, the great pianist. It's a good up-tempo piece entitled Trinidad Goodbye. And it's in the good old 4/4 swing. It's been arranged by Sherman Irby, and he always writes hard parts for sections. When you see one of his arrangements, it's going to read down, but you know at some point he's going to get you. So we were rehearsing this. Normally he puts something on the trumpets or the trombones. We were rehearsing this when he pulled out the blade on the sax on his own section. So Vincent said, when we played through it one time and they had all these impossible to play rhythms, they were saying, "Can you sing it for us?" And Vincent said, "He got y'all this time." So we always wait to hear this impossible to play stuff that he wrote at the end. We hope you enjoy this. Trinidad Goodbye, Dizzy Gillespie. It's on Dizzy Gillespie's record, and Sherman Irby arranged it. Sherman Irby, arrangement. Ali Jackson, drums, working up a sweat. Walter Blanding, Dan Nimmer, Carlos Enriquez, Tanya Darby, Kenny Rampton, Marcus Printup, Elliot Mason, Vincent Gardner, Chris Crenshaw, Victor Goins, Ted Nash, Paul Netzella, Bobby Allende, Carl Kohut, Joe Temperley, well, Joe is here in spirit. We are the Jazz at Lincoln Center Orchestra. Thank you all very, very much for coming out here tonight, inhabiting the house of swing, making it happen. We certainly appreciate your attendance and your participation. Take care and have a good night.